always said. You just want to apologize to the masses. Last week, I was really tired. You know, was up for like damn near 48 hours straight. And I really looked at like I was on drugs. And I'm sorry, but really not sorry because I was just tired and I had to come record a podcast. So.
Did you get to watch?
I watched the first episode, and that's when I text y'all.
Right.
Joan is awful. That shit, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, man.
Dog. They keep playing. They keep on playing with this AI shit if they want to. Because it looked like that's what is really going on because Black Mirror just always just makes sense, though.
That's why I love that show so much, man.
Because they say, oh, all them agreements that you sign when you going through your phone, you don't read all that stuff.
You don't.
And all that stuff is...
It's basically saying that we can do this if we want to.
That's fucked up, man. That is really fucked up.
Yeah, man.
That was good, though.
That show, because I was watching that episode, I'm like...
Oh, damn, we bogus.
What? Oh,
we super bogus. We just trying to get this shit on.
I was watching that episode. I'm like, okay, they showed it from different angles. So where could this camera possibly have been? For Joan is awful. Because you know that they were basically uploading what was going on as it was happening.
I think, low key, if you really think about it, it's something implanted in us that's watching.
Oh, Lord.
Because the way she was looking at it, that was strictly through her eyes. So even the original John, when it went all the way back, it still looked at like, but no, it was from the side though too.
Yeah, they had different angles.
From her thing. That shit was crazy.
Did that episode also remind you of The Matrix?
What you mean? What you talking about?
Because, spoiler, at the end of the episode, Joan and Salma Hayek, they met up and all that stuff. They were working together trying to figure out what was going on. And then they had the little, I don't know, the computer thing, and the people didn't want that to be destroyed because that'll destroy their version of reality.
Right. Oh.
So, I mean, not so much the Matrix hasn't living in a fantasy world. I guess it is living in a fantasy world to some extent. But living in a fantasy world versus living in reality, but living in that version of reality.
Oh.
You know, that also reminds me of
Dog, why the fuck this shit happen every time? And I'm trying to send this shit out.
like the multiverse. Right? Like... So, you know, in the multiverse, like whenever a story is made but can't be connected, it's just called, they just say it's in another universe.
Mm-hmm.
Did it remind you of that? Now that you kind of trying to connect the two, see if it compares.
It reminded me of Inception.
That's what Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
Right. It was a thought within a thought within a thought.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
The world within the world within the world. All right. Then like I get the Matrix reference because sometimes you get lost in the sauce. All right, you stuck and like, wait. That's not the real me.
Right. That's how I think about it.
This is version 3 of me. Like.
Then even with the Flash, right? Even with the Flash, because I know you watch at least a couple seasons of the Flash series, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't watch all the way up until whatever's new now.
Right. Okay. Cool. So, at certain points in the Flash, Barry meets up with Barry in a different world.
Mm-hmm.
So it reminded me of that too, like, and just what like Will was saying, it's people, different versions of the same person, and within one, I guess you could say, thought, or within one world.
It's just crazy how you can think about all that stuff too.
I'm so confused. Not confused, but I think about that too. I'm like, how do y'all come up with these concepts?
So and that's why, and the way you just said, come up with these concepts, it makes me think this shit is some type of real. To where I don't think it's like almost like the Matrix. Like when you unplug them or when you unplug yourself, now that's your really reality.
That's who you really are. If you took the red pill or whatever.
Yeah. But then, I don't know. It's just confusing.
It's confusing, but I think it really does mimic reality, though. Man, I wish you would have watched more.
No, I got to one.
You keep falling.
Let's put it on the table. But it's because it really makes you think about when we pass away, where do we really go?
Depends on who you ask, right?
But that's the...
Because when, if you ask a Christian, it's either heaven or hell. Right? If you ask a Buddhist, they say, Buddhists, if I'm not mistaken, they believe nobody, there is no, the way I understand it, nobody really goes to either or, they just get reincarnated in another person. Okay. So it's just an ever evolving, it's like the circle of life. Mm-hmm. I guess, pun intended. You know what I'm saying? People just keep getting reincarnated in other people, mm-hmm. which to some degrees, I can see that because of all there's 337 million people in the U.S. alone. I don't know how many, I have to look it up real quick, but I don't know how many people are in the world off the top of my head, but it's hard to say that the people that live now, their personalities, the way they talk, the way they carry themselves, hasn't been around before in all the years in the human existence. Mm-hmm. It's hard to say. It's hard to believe that we haven't lived a life beforehand. Or I would say it's at least possible.
That this is just a replay.
That my personality was in somebody else at 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago.
So what you think? We go all the way to a certain date and then we just start over and give different people different persons. So say for instance, this shit lasts to the year 3000. Mm-hmm. Let's just say that. Yeah. 3000. After when it hit 3000, we start all the way back over to 1 or 1900 or 0001 or before BC or whatever the fuck you want to say. Right. We go back and start from there. So we'll go from there, and my personality, your personality won't be in us no more. We'll get another personality.
Right, and it'll be in another person. But we just don't have recollection of our life beforehand.
What you were smoking before this? It sound crazy, but it also sound like, I could probably get with that, but it do sound crazy.
No, and that's what I'm saying, and that's how when someone told me that that's what Buddhists believe, and I actually looked it up myself, that I started running a scenario of possibilities in my head. Like, how would that work? Yeah. Like, when one person passes on this plane of existence, mm-hmm. their soul gets put off into another person at some point. I could see it. Not saying that that's necessarily true or not, but I can see where they're coming from. Because we could say, there has been somebody like, let's just, the first person that comes to my head, the first person that came to my head was Martin Luther King.
Okay. So what, it was one of him before it was him?
Do I have any tangible proof? Not necessarily, no. But is it possible? I believe so.
All I'm gonna say is what they gonna say is what you was smoking before you got here. Was it like hard drugs? Was it weed? Was it?
It's just a thought, man.
Did you snoop? Did you toot oxygen before you got here, or whatever, acid or whatever fuck you did? You all right?
No, man, I'm cool. This is just.
I was just wondering. It is. It's just Black Mirror just really makes you think about a lot of scenarios and how, because this AI is a big thing right now, right?
Yes.
So, and everybody's saying, oh, how much good it can do. It can do a lot of good. It could probably save a lot of people. But also, in the same token is, how much bad can it do? Can it really wipe out humanity like they saying it could?
I believe so.
So if it can really wipe out humanity, why are we even giving it a thought?
And that's the conundrum about it in my mind, right? In my mind, because everybody wants to me, it really comes down to the form of, if I put it in one word, convenience, right? Because how we handle communication from 2,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago, is significantly different from now, right? And all of it has been in the name of convenience. I want to send messages faster. I want to talk to people faster. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to find information faster. We're going from having to travel to the library to find every single piece of information that we need to just
waking up, turning over, and you can do it right there. But it's like, at how much convenience is we going to sacrifice people, though? Because that's what it's going to boil down to it. Because I don't know if you heard, like, they were saying one computer, they was, like, trying to get it to learn and all this stuff, and there was two computers in the room.
Yeah. I
know
what
what
you're
doing
talking
the
about.
room, and they was doing what they doing, and it was like, oh, it's at a rapid pace. But then all of a sudden, they start speaking to each other.
Yes.
And that's fucking dangerous.
Yes. I see that happening, right?
Because, like, even though a person will create a machine, if a machine can start thinking and rapidly doing whatever it can do, and it starts, like, you know, progressing at a high rate, because it learns way faster than what we learn, and it can take everything that's on the internet and do it like, it's like, well, shit, with Avengers, Age of Ultron, when he started seeing that Tony was going him to create world peace, and he was like, what would it take to do world peace? Getting rid of half of the fucking population. Because y'all is the reason, we are the reason why we don't have no peace. Humans.
Yeah. And speaking of TV shows, right? First of all, real quick before I go forward, this I just typed in do BUD, and it finished with Buddhists believe in reincarnation, so I just clicked that.
Okay.
But the first thing that popped up said, do Buddhists recognize that there is a continuous cycle of life? I'm sorry. Buddhists recognize that there's a continuous cycle of life, death, and rebirth. The cycle is known as samsara. The ultimate aim of Buddhist practice is to become free from samsara. So they believe in the reincarnation type of thing.
Okay.
According to this is bristol.ac.uk.
Okay.
But I mean, we are living in, like, Black Mirror has it. So many aspects of our lives are portrayed accurately in Black Mirror.
That's a fact.
Like the episode with Daniel Kaluuya, when he was riding on a bike to get money.
Oh yeah, and then he got over there to
he got up all this money to try to save a girl's life, and then like he threatened to off himself. He threatened to off himself, and then the people that are behind the scenes figured out a way to monetize that, and then he started capitalizing off of that when he wasn't really trying to off himself for real. It's just the portrayal of it.
And then he started doing it for money and stuff, and then he was living
Do people not do that? Do people not buy it? We talked about fake money off of Amazon for $13 and try to act like they really have money.
Yeah.
Then the episode with I have to find the name of it, but the episode when they were walking around rating each other on social media.
Oh, giving 5 stars.
Yeah, that was their currency, literally.
Yeah. Hey man, it is. It's like, bro, it's really crazy. That's why I don't know, man. I just don't know.
That's really what it's come down to, man. I just don't know. I'm just trying to navigate the waters and get as much information about whatever it is that's going on as I can, because this world is changing, man. This world,
and it's really changing.
But welcome to another episode of the KNoWKi podcast. It's your man Spaces.
It's your boy Mal.
It's Jay every day.
You a clown, man. You a clown for that one. I did not know that's what you had that for. So, bro, wait till I tell my man how you tried to portray him, man. I'm sure gonna tell my dog when I see him at work with him.
I didn't even do it right.
At the place I work at, but not the place you work at, I'm gonna tell everything what you just did, man.
Oh man. So, how was your last week, man?
No, it was cool. Everything's good. Everything's good money. How was yours?
Everything was cool. Everything was cool. Pretty smooth last week. I realized last week that I did watch Extraction 1.
Oh, you did realize you
I
watched
did
it.
watch Extraction 1.
Okay.
And I think it was pretty cool.
Okay, so because I didn't even think they was gonna. I was looking at and maybe he could still be alive, but then maybe he could be dead. It's like they did it where it's like we can go either way if we want to. We cannot make another one, or we can make another one. The way it ended, because the way he like blew up and went over in the. You should have seen the structure.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Yeah, because that came out like some years ago.
Yeah.
So he blew up and he went over the bridge in the water.
Yeah, and it can go either
and
way.
And it can go either way because somebody can come scoop him and save him or not.
So apparently he's like invincible no matter how many bullets he takes. So he can swim ashore, get the bullets out.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have made all that.
But it was one part where I was like, ooh.
What?
That was kind of dope.
What happened?
There were some parts, and I call it inconsistencies, where he was shooting far more bullets than what that gun held.
Like how many?
I would count like the average. He doesn't have an extendo clip.
Extendo mag.
Mag. I'm sorry. Thank you, because I mean I always hear clip, but mag. You're right. Extendo mag.
Stupid, don't. And I used to say that too, but when you start getting in the gun community, you start collecting guns and getting guns. You know, it's not a clip; it's a magazine. It's a mag.
So what's the issue with that? Like,
because it's not just proper.
Oh,
it's just like with a lot of things. Like when you part of the community, people, I don't care because I'm not I'm not correcting on words. I just did that because I know people. Oh, it's not a clip; it's a mag.
Yeah.
But if you want to say that stupid shit, say it. I'm not gonna say anything. But I'm not gonna correct you right here. Like it's just a magazine. When you get into guns, you'll know that it's a magazine.
Yeah, and even with that, like when you see, I guess that's not a really good example. I was gonna say when you hear in movies what they refer that to, they say magazine, but they also say clip.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, in Extraction 1, he didn't have an extended mag.
Mm-hmm.
But he was shooting far more than what he had a handgun, shooting far more than 9 rounds.
Correct you again. Some handguns come.
I know. And some of them hold 16, right?
Yeah, it come regular 16. Some hold 21, like in John Wick.
But wouldn't the magazine need to be longer?
Not really, because you got single stack, you got double stack. Single stack is
when something. Okay, go ahead.
Single stack is when the bullets go just straight up and down and vertical.
Right.
Double stack is when they go like this. It's like a zigzag.
Side by zigzag. Okay.
So that means you can fit more in that gun because it's going zigzag and it's just a little bit more thicker. Okay, so it'll go like this. So you can double or damn near even triple the amount of bullets you can put in there.
Learn me something.
So he could have had a regular looking gun and it could have still hold 21, just like John Wick's.
But
like
21 though in a handgun?
Yes, because it's like because you got what do you got? You got like concealed and like carry like you got like what is it? It's a Hellcat. It's called a Hellcat. I think it's made by Springfield. It's either made by Springfield or somebody else, but it's like a little gun. It's not a little gun. It's like the gun John Morant had in the first video. It's more for concealed and carry. It's little. Now
that's to refer to him.
Yeah. Now look, the gun that John Morant had in his last video, that big motherfucker can hold damn near about 21, and it depends on what it was. Now if it was a 45, maybe it'd get about 15 because the bullets are a little bit more bigger. But if it was a bigger size, full size 9, because you got full size, you got medium size, and I think you got like micro size. I think them are 3 different types of gun sizes, handgun size. I'm gonna make sure. Let's Google real quick.
Yeah, let's Google But while you Google that, in Extraction 1, it was the point where he ran out of bullets, however big the magazine was. But he opened his jacket, if I'm not mistaken. He opened his jacket and he had a whole chest, like, of clips. It had magazines. It had to be like 8 of them, maybe. And he did it to where he hit the bottom of it. It popped out, and he grabbed it and put it back into the gun. Man, it was dope. It was dope. I was like, ooh, that was. And he did it so quick. It's all if you didn't pay attention, like you would have missed it.
Okay, so here you go. Light compact pistol, which is this one up here. Then you got a compact. Then you go to like competition style, full size, compact. It's just different size of guns. So you can get a 9mm and a subcompact. That's more for concealed and carry when you wearing like tight clothing, when you like in your suit or whatever like that. But then in the wintertime, you can bring more of the compact or the full size gun out because you have on coats and stuff like that, so you can hide it much better.
Right. Gotcha.
So it's different size of guns. So you got like the compact and all that. Like I ain't been looking at my gun stuff in a minute, but I still remember all that stuff.
So when I was talking to someone at a gun shop, the only thing they referred to when it comes to, I guess, magazine size was the size of your hand. So they're right on that because it depends on like when you're talking about guns and stuff. It depends on, okay, if this your first gun, you kind of wanted to do everything. You kind of wanted to conceal and carry. You wanted to be a good home defense gun, and you wanted to be a good range gun. So all that is about fit. How it fits your hands and how comfortable it is in your hands. Now, when you start getting multiple guns, it really don't matter because you got multiple guns. Now, you might use the gun that fits you the most, and you might gravitate onto one that you really like the most, and you might use that one a lot. So it all depends on that too. Yeah, and that's one of the things they qualified in our conversation. But now I didn't know. Have like a zigzag. I never even seen that before.
What?
Have a magazine that has a zigzag.
Have you ever loaded one before?
Just a regular magazine.
What you mean a regular magazine?
Just
what kind
a regular,
of
like when we went to the range.
It was one of them though. You just didn't notice it.
Oh.
Matter of fact, you went with us, right?
Yeah.
I had one. Yeah, you loaded one. You it was one over there.
I might have shot it, but I don't know if I definitely didn't load it because the one I did, I think I only did one, maybe two. And that was the first time I seen it actually loaded in person. And I was like, oh, you really do have to like do one by one.
It depends on how good you get. Yeah, you do got to put one in one by one. But if you can have a loader that you like, it's like a little long, like little stick, and like the back of the bullet go, and you slide it in, and then you can just press it down, and it load all the bullets in there. One thing like that. It fits on top of the magazine.
That sounds so dope.
And you just like scoop them like it's this little long little stick thing, and it got little hooks on it where it hooked the back of the bullet at, and you slide it in there, and you had like 9-10 bullets, and you just push them down, it goes in the magazine. You do it again, push them down, it go in the magazine.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. But the episode that I was talking about with Daniel KNoWKi was called 15, or was it 15 million merits or 8 million merits? And the episode I was talking about where social media, rating each other on social media was their currency, was called Nosedive.
Okay.
Daniel KNoWKi was season 1, Nosedive was season 3.
Okay.
The whole Black Mirror series is like 20 episodes. If you think about it,
because they got like 4 or 5 episodes each one.
Yeah, and when I watched it, when I watched the final episode, and you know on Netflix when it's the final episode or something, it advertises other shows. So when the last one ended, I was like, "That's it? I'm gonna get more?" Oh yeah, this is Black Mirror. Never mind. I get it. So man, here's the thing that popped up on my radar.
Okay.
And I want to talk about it. I wish Dave was here to talk about that. The main topic that I want to talk about.
Okay, we can say that.
But, you know what? Before we get to that, I want to refer back to our conversation last week about the Carlisha Hood situation.
Alicia Hood,
The one that where the guy
on
got-
Harlem and 117.
it got yeah. that
Okay,
was
go
the
ahead.
situation.
Chop up.
One thing that I wish I would have written down to remember to say is, well, I did say one part, at least one or two parts of it. One was, are you satisfied with what happened when it comes to needing to be protected, right? Because black, well, you know, when I phrased that terribly, you're right, but we hear women say all the time, black men don't protect black women, right? Right,
No,
and we
no,
debunked. No,
we
I'm
debunked
saying-
that already.
Yeah, we debunked
Okay,
that.
so I
Yeah,
ain't
so
gonna
I don't
say
want to go into that.
Okay.
But again, I wanted to ask the question, and I really do ask the question: is this what you're talking about? Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied with a boy ending a man's life in the name, another black man's life in the name of protection? Is this the protection you're talking about? Right? Now, what I also, you confused?
No, I'm thinking about. Go ahead, I'm just thinking.
So one thing that I think is often denied or not accepted is that if this isn't an example of how the black community is a matriarchy as it stands, then I really don't know what is.
What you mean by if it don't? Because you say a matriarchy. Matriarchy is led by the women. Okay, so why you say that? Because she told him what to do?
Allegedly.
Okay.
No, you've heard
But
all
his
different
father
kinds of
wasn't there,
stories.
so what she supposed to do?
So she's the adult in the situation.
Okay.
If I think in that situation everybody was wrong, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to point a bigger finger at one person or the other, everybody was wrong. If you saw that this situation was escalating, when it comes to a situation like this, there's a reason why she felt comfortable in going back and forth with him.
Also,
Because I would wager that she's done it before.
oh, so she mean to tell me she get into it with men all the time?
I don't know for sure. That's allegedly, but everybody in the situation felt comfortable with what they were doing.
But
Looked comfortable.
you gotta
In my
understand.
opinion.
You gotta understand this too. When women have and don't give her what nobody says.
Yeah.
Women a lot of times have to step up and be that kind of protector if it's not man there.
Who was she protecting?
Her son or whatever hard shell we want to kill. It's a reason why sometimes a lot of women come off as hard, come off with the slick mouths, come off with this and that, because sometimes they have to be. Because I'm not giving them no excuse to be why they be, but I understand why they are where they are. Because if you thought a man was like what you thought he was, or you didn't vet properly, whatever you want to call it don't matter. But I understand why women do some of the things they do or act the way they act sometimes, or trying to be hard or trying to act like they masculine like men. There's no men there, so what you gonna do? You're gonna pick up that trait. This is like, I heard Kevin Gates say this. If I'm with my kids and my daughter or my son or something, they scratch their knee or something, I don't supposed to be like, man, get up, be a man. No, that's when the nurturing and the feminine is supposed to come out of me, supposed to coddle my child, supposed to make sure they're all right. So in a women's aspect, that's the masculine trait that come out of them, is they gotta be hard, they gotta be a little tougher. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I don't necessarily. I would say I'm about 85-15.
Agrees.
15%. 85% of me disagrees. 50% agree.
Okay, let's 85% disagree.
Because when this is what happens when masculinity meets masculinity, right? The situation erupts.
Yeah.
Now, if it started getting to a situation when he said he warned her, he's wrong, right? He's wrong, but he warned her and said, "You say one more word, I'm gonna knock you out."
What? So you giving that an excuse?
I said he was wrong.
But it's still, that shouldn't even matter because that don't, to me, even if somebody warns you, if you're wrong, you're wrong. I don't give a fuck what come on after that. He was dead wrong for hitting her, period.
Yeah.
She can say what the fuck she want to say or do what the hell she want. Long as she didn't put her hands on him, that's what I'm on. You can say what you want to say. And it's up to me to how I react to it, how I react to it. So now, if you do say something that really get under my skin, and I start thinking emotionally and I want to do something to you, whatever come after I put my hands on you, I got to live with them consequences.
Right.
Because I physically touch you now.
Right.
That's why I always say, once you put your hands on somebody, I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't give a fuck if you do like this, like this, like this. Keep your fucking hands to yourself all across the board. It don't matter. You can't tell somebody how to react once you react the way you react.
Well, that's the thing. So I'm not saying that he wasn't wrong. I definitely agree that he was wrong.
But I'm just saying, because to me, that, when he's saying, oh, that's just like when people tell you, oh, you leave here right now, and this is my house. What the hell? Like Karens, like we say these Karens, they be talking about, no, you put that down right now. Nigga, what? In my tape voice off Power. Nigga, what?
Oh, I was like Tate. When you said Tate, I was thinking Andrew Tate. I'm like,
no, I'm talking about Tate. Government Tate, Alderman Tate, yeah. Nigga, what? No, man, no.
No, I'm saying at a certain point, you know that this dude can, as it stands, if a physical altercation breaks out between a man and a woman, most likely he's gonna win it.
Yes, and
so at that point, when it's like, all right, this is getting too far, maybe all right, forget it. You know, whatever the food,
and that's understandable because as a man of my household, I tell my girl, my wife, my fiance that all the time, that don't get into it with no dudes. We don't know what they could do. Let them have that. That's what you called me for.
Right, and that's really what I'm getting at. With everything. That's what I'm getting at. With
but if it's nobody for the call, she got to handle the situation herself.
I think if she didn't know that there was
her son there,
her son / the gun there, it would have been handled differently.
But she probably would have had that. But that's what I always tell women: you should get your concealed and carry. Negroes out here are crazy.
Well, the thing is, if it was her and she shot him in defense of herself, I would have nothing to say.
Like I told you, everything with that situation that her son did was morally right. He was supposed to do that. I would teach my son to do the same exact fucking thing. If your mama there and if you got the gun and you know how to use it and all that stuff, and I done taught you properly like I told you, and you know where it's at, handle your business. You got to do what you got to do to protect your mom. That's what you're supposed to do. But at the same time, I don't think I really want to put that on him like that.
On the son?
On my son.
Right.
Because that's the last resort. That's the absolute last resort right there. That's the absolute last.
Yeah.
But my thing is, she should have had that in her purse regardless.
And that's what I'm saying. Hey, Natasha, how you doing? What's going on?
Hey, Natasha, how you doing today?
So to your point, I don't disagree. Natasha said, "Man down, only two of you today. Good afternoon, gentlemen." Yes,
we're man down.
Jay every day had some other stuff that he had to take care of.
Yeah.
But he made an appearance.
He's got to rewind and see it. He gonna get spaces too, though. He gonna clown spaces ass. I'm gonna tell him too. He gonna clown spaces ass, boy. He gonna clown him. He gonna get him. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So he made a quick appearance.
Yeah, he made a generic bootleg appearance. Generic bootleg appearance. Shit.
Natasha said, "LOL, I'll rewatch then." It's like I think after probably 15 minutes into the conversation.
Yeah, it's an intro, the little intro.
Yeah.
so
But no, so it's just essentially I'm saying morally I think it's yes and no on that regard too, because one, you shooting once, get off my mama. But as the story goes, the story that I heard, he allegedly chased him down after he ran out of the station, shot him the restaurant, and shot him some more. So the moral stopped after that first shot.
Whatever you say, brother.
So you.
Hey man, I was always taught, and this is off the record.
No, don't say it then. Don't say it then. Don't say it.
This allegedly. You gonna put allegedly in front of this shit. It's only one person gonna tell this story. We don't need your side. Dead man can't tell no tales.
What history is written by the victors, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna tell my side, not yours. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Look, you're right. Understandably, the law is the law. I tell them
That's
this
a
all the
moral
time.
thing too.
What?
After that first shot, and you keep
Ain't no fucking morals. When you put your motherfucking, you got, no. Because look, morally will get you killed too in that sense too. Because if you tell me, oh, I shot him once, it's cool. Right? Look, she shoot him, he get well, he start looking for that family. Then what? Shoot him again? When you could have just ended him like that?
So you said,
You laughing, I'm dead ass serious.
oh no, that's not. That's morally wrong. Yes,
What's
that's
morally wrong?
But,
Punched that lady in the face 3 times.
bro, I keep saying that he was wrong for doing that.
Okay, so
But he didn't punch. So again, if we stick to the story as what I've heard, and I believe you heard the same thing.
okay.
Shot him once. The guy started running away,
Mhm.
and he shot him 2 more times.
Okay.
Those additional 2 shots were not necessary.
From the law, you cannot run and chase somebody down, and that's because that's now, it's murder now. It's like it's like murder, because after you chasing people down, it's murder. What he was supposed to do was shoot his ass about 4 times in that motherfucking thing, in his restaurant, while he was right there swinging his mama. That's what he was supposed to do. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now, I think what we had our miscommunication is, I'm not for the run and chase behind you after you run away, because I have missed my chance. I should have killed you right there.
Right.
I'm not doing that. I'm not, because
Okay,
I know,
okay, I get you.
I know
get
the
you.
law.
I get you. Okay, so
The law is not, I'm not for the chase around you around the corner and catch you and execute you, and then I know I'm not doing that, because I know I'm going to jail now.
Right. So you saying
I'm talking about while we was right there, you gotta let off the quick 4, 5. Bum, 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 bum. You gotta go ahead and let these off real quick.
What if he would have shot his mom in by accident?
That is also a thing too.
That's a risk, right?
Yeah, that's a risk too. Mama told me to pull the trigger. You get one more, that's on you. You told me to do it.
Right. Yeah. Allegedly, I guess.
Yeah, allegedly, but I'm with you on that. Running and chasing them down, it's not really morally wrong. It's just wrong by the law. Because you should never hit my mama. I understand, shorty, but you cannot, that's part of the law. You cannot run and chase nobody down. You can't do that.
So that was so would you so to me, this one thought that crossed my mind with this is protect the queen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If the queen has no king, then she's the matriarch.
Mm-hmm.
So would you say then that it's not generally safe to say, but the way things are practiced across the black community, that it's a matriarchy?
But would that be, yeah. But then I got a question to come back on your question. Would that be more on us, or would that be more on the queens? Would that be more on the kings or the queens?
Both contribute their share to that.
I'm a man, so I'm not gonna sit up there and talk about their share right now. I'm talking about us. Because, yeah, because I did ask you that question. I'm sorry, I did say either or. I did say that.
Yeah,
I'm not, but I'm just want to put that on us because, like we had episodes long time ago. This one we only had audio. If you ain't never heard our audio, putting your seed in unworthy soil.
Unworthy soil.
Yeah, and I put that on us because at the same time we can't be just around here getting people pregnant and we're not going to take care of that family.
Okay.
That's what I look at. That's how I look at the matriarchy thing, because it's still up to me to put my seed in her.
Right. I think on top of that, though, pun intended.
Okay.
On top of that, so yes, unworthy soil. If you choose unworthy soil, then you have to deal with what comes with that unworthy soil.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
On the flip side, a lot of times, the man is chased out of the situation.
But you should have knew that before you put your sword. Like, that's what I'm saying. You got to take all that. We gotta quit, because we was in Florida the other day and we were sitting up here having these conversations. We love as humans and as individual people to always say, but this, but that, but this. No, take your responsibility. I can't be responsible for what you do. I only can be responsible for what I do and how I react to what I did. So I'm going to say the blame is always on me first before I try to put the blame on anybody. And I'm not going to say the blame is on you. It's on me.
Everybody has their contribution, though.
I understand that, but it's still on you. Still laid down and have sex, bro.
Yeah, but you said everybody has a butt, and I just said butt.
Yeah.
You also have to factor in other contributions to the situation, right? Because if a lot of times, you know, people bring children into the world in an unstable situation, period.
Yes.
Right? So there's a contribution to that on the other side too.
It is.
It starts with the man, yes. It starts with the man.
But you could have wrapped it up. You could have put on a condom. Or you could have pulled out. It was just that good. You could put it on her butt, put it on her titties.
Oh my goodness.
She could have swallowed it. She could have did a whole bunch. It's a whole bunch of other places you could have put that. Like motherfucker already told me.
Way less.
No. Like motherfucker always tell me, you can come on anything, but don't come in anything.
Lord.
That's just it is. It is what it is. Like I'm a firm believer. I like taking accountability for what I've done.
Natasha, cover your ears.
I like taking responsibility for what I've done. I'm not the person to be blaming other people for stuff I went. Because if I did that, I did that. I'm going to stand there and I'm going to hold my consequences. Whatever come behind it, that's it is what it is. Because I did what I did. I'm not going to be sitting up here blaming other people for what I've done. I did that. So why am I going to sit up there and say, oh, I did that, but ain't no but. What's but for?
Well, and you also have to think, though, even men that are, I guess you could say, the good father, even men that even practice, that want to be in the child's life, that want to be in a situation, that want to have a family dynamic, even those men get pushed out.
And that's understandable. And we say that same thing like I tell women, that fuck nigga, that fuck girl showed you some type of signs that they was that person. But you ignored that sign because they was fucking you too good. They was sitting up here look way better. They looked it good. They was just, it was something else that had you mesmerized before you seen that sign instead of really vetting like you vet. Don't we say that? Don't we tell these women that all the time? That boy or that dude had some type of F-boy mentality. You just ignored that because he was so fine or something like that. We say that, don't we? So don't that go but the same thing from the other side, from us too? That girl was so fine, you saw that she was an F-girl, but you still pursued her and you knew some of them flaws was there.
I think that's one of the situations that happened. Yes, I think so one of the things that we talked about before too was passport bros, right? Mm-hmm. So the thing about what I'm hearing in conversation about the passport bros is that even the women overseas are learning about these Western women's mentality and they're practicing it overseas now.
Oh, so they're kicking their ass back out.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, cool. Like you'll be in a marriage situation. You'll have everything, all your ducks in a row. Mm-hmm. As you're paying attention to the vetting, you're paying attention to how she is in different situations, how she is around kids, how she is around her family, her cousins, or sisters, or mother, father, all that stuff. You're paying attention to all that. Mm-hmm. But then she learns it's more lucrative for you to not be here and pay me than for you to be here. That happens a lot.
So you saying they did their vetting and they put up a good front, but they start looking at TV and looking at from what's over here.
Yeah.
And then they said, oh, I can do the same thing they doing.
Yeah.
But then you got to go ahead and got to take that L. You got to take responsibility for that. Like, I'll let that bitch watch TV. I should never let her watch TV. I should have had that thing locked up. Damn,
should have put her in the dungeon.
Yeah, should have put her ass downstairs with, in the basement and locked the door. Let her look at TV and look what you did now. The fuck is wrong with you? Let you watch TV. Look at you.
Oh, she the problem in that situation,
look,
man. Listen, it all starts
sit
with
up here and gave you some water. Now look what you do to me. See, I gave you some water. I gave you some water. Look what you did.
Should have made you drink your spit.
Should have made you drink your spit. Look, I gave you a bowl of rice and look what happens. Fed you, gave you a $4.99 dress, and look what you do. Look how you repay me. Look, just look how you repay me. Should have left you where the fuck you was. Should have took your sister. No, I'm just playing. It's just jokes, y'all.
It's
just jokes. Sorry.
Somebody gonna clip that one little part of this whole conversation.
Yeah, make me look like a motherfucking monster. Yeah,
no, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think her in that situation, her being the adult and having her son, because she doesn't know, Carlisha Hood didn't know what he had on his hip.
That's true too. But then if you really would have shot a woman, bro, you really look like a bitch. Yeah. Unless she had a gun, that's the only way you can shoot a woman.
In self-defense.
If she had a gun, if she pointed a gun at you or something like that.
Yeah.
But even if y'all fighting, you still can't shoot.
No,
bro, you shoot a woman and y'all fighting, bro. Bro, I'm gonna look at you like, bro, you different. You what's wrong with you? You shot a woman.
But that was just a thought. Like I think when stuff started getting crazy, when stuff started getting out of hand, and he started talking about hitting her, at that point, especially while she has her son there, just leave.
Just walk away.
He shouldn't have been doing what he was doing. He was.
But it's sometimes I'm with you on that. Sometimes people say, "Oh, you're not gonna punk me. You're not gonna do this." It's okay. Just walk away. It's cool.
Suck in the moment.
But it's like, okay, I didn't have to kill that person, or they didn't kill me.
Somebody could have lost their life in that.
And that's why I don't care what people say, and I always refer back to this.
Yeah. We
were in a party. And what happened?
You said go. I'm like, cool, let's go. The skinny jeans and the person, the
main
person.
That's the
bro. It was like 11 of them that walked.
And I only had 15 shots. And I ain't got that many bullets, B. And what else? If I had to get another magazine, it was gonna be in the car. I ain't have it on me.
Right.
But I'm just saying, it's just the simple fact of it is, you can call me what you want to call me, but it's just, I'm not gonna stay for trouble if I can go ahead and just leave and say, you know what, fuck it, and I think about it.
Yeah.
Now, when it first happened, sometimes like the shit happened in Florida with my brother, that's all bets off. Niggas standing up around my brother, it's whatever.
Yeah.
We finna go ahead and do what we gotta do. We finna go ahead and fight, whatever. I'm finna beat a couple motherfuckers up or whatever.
Yeah.
But when I have time to think, let's go. Oh, let's go. You can call us what you want to call us. Let's go, because now I had time to think. I got more to lose. Yeah. When people don't have that, I sent the clip and the thing with the Jay Everyday said all the time. When you hang around people that don't have shit to lose, you fuck around and just you can do any and everything. But when you got stuff to lose and you got stuff online, you think about it.
Yeah.
Because you like the way your life of living. You like the way you living right now. So you not finna just be around here just doing anything that you just can lose all that at the drop of a dime. Why you think rich people don't be down here still hanging in? You have some goofies that do, but the real rich ones do not be still hanging in the hood. Why would I'm still hanging out with them? It don't mean that I'm better than them. It mean I'm better than that situation that they're in. So we gotta start looking at that too. We're not better than other people, but we are better than the situations that they're in.
Oh, sheesh.
So we got to go ahead and, because I damn sure I'm better of a lot of situations. Like, people can say that all you want to. I don't think I'm nothing. I know I'm better than that situation.
Right.
Like, we was down there, we was talking, and my cousin say, so, he called me, so Ma, you not flying Spirit? I say, bruh, I make a little bit, I don't got all the money, but I got enough money to not to be on Spirit.
Somebody was Anton Daniels was talking about he flies Spirit, and he said he think people just talking when they talk bad about Spirit.
Yep. Better at what is
Natasha said better at maximizing the bags. Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Better at maximizing the bags. That's it, that's all.
No, but okay, I get to Antoine. Now, if I'm a big dude, I'm not gonna sit up here and lie like I'm not a big guy. Bruh, Spirit got some lawn chairs. And when I fly over 3.5 hours. I'm not for to get to where I'm going, and I gotta stay in a hotel a whole day because my back hurt, my leg hurt, or my ass hurt because I've been sitting in this lawn chair for the whole fucking flight.
Granted, he flew first class though, so he.
No, the fuck I did not know.
Not you, Anton.
Anton. Now, if I was a little dude like Spaces, what? Throw all that shit up there. I'm for squeezing this little ass chair and be right here like this. I'm just saying that because I'm a big guy. Now, if I come off a couple pounds or whatever like that, and them seats feel a little bit more comfortable, maybe I would. Right. But no, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I got a little bit now, if it was a quick flight or something like that, like maybe an hour, 30 minutes to 45 minutes or something like that, maybe I would take Spirit. But them 2.5, 3 hour flights, No, I'm not doing that. Man, look, I go work a couple more overtime hours. I go pay for that. I ain't worried about that.
Yeah, man.
I'm being honest. I'm just being. That's why I always say, I do what's best for me. You should do what's best for you. Don't try to follow what I do.
Oh man, look at Natasha, man.
Yeah, I want to meet Natasha.
Natasha's dope.
I know. I want to meet Natasha. I don't know what kind of beverages or adult beverages you drink, but I got you one whenever I meet you. Whenever we can probably meet and just buy you. I just want to buy you an adult beverage and just say thank you.
For real. Natasha's dope.
And it can be top shelf stuff. It ain't got to be cheap stuff. And you can and I'll buy you something to eat too. It can be put cheese on there too. I'm just joking. But thank you, Natasha, though. Thank you.
So this article I came across from ABC7. Chicago police officers under investigation for migrant sex allegations, Copa says.
Oh, I heard about that. About the immigrants. They're over there fucking them immigrants, ain't they? They're over there fucking the shit out of immigrants. They say one of them pregnant. The cops over there fucking the shit out of immigrants in the little village. What's so funny, man?
Oh, dude, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. So, the article.
They over there fucking the shit out of immigrants. I don't know how to speak no English.
Okay. Multiple Chicago police officers are under internal investigation involving allegations of officers having sexual interactions with female migrants at a West Side police station, sources said. It said, oh my goodness. This allegedly happened at the 10th District Police Station in North Lawndale, according to the Chicago Sun-Times. One of the officers has been accused of impregnating a teenage girl.
He over there got the one leg up, Superman pose. He over there putting in work.
Both COPA and Internal Affairs are investigating. If the accusations are founded, it could result in criminal charges.
Oh, it's not. They gonna fire that man, let that man walk. He is not gonna get no criminal charges on him. And they're gonna put him on child support.
What? So, well, maybe they say it in the article because I haven't seen it yet. But what would they? I mean, of the teenage girl, of course, you know, American standards. She's teenage. You can't do that, obviously. Mm-hmm. But what other charges could they be charged with?
Cause they might try to charge him. I don't know how. I'm gonna just say it, but I don't know what the charges exactly is because he's in a position of power. So they're thinking that he probably told them, "Oh, you're not gonna go sleep." You know how you can manipulate some migrants that don't really know English, that's scared already, so they're gonna do whatever you tell them to do. Yeah. So they just doing it just to not go to jail or not be, on the streets or something like that. Yeah. Whatever the case may be. I think that's what they'll probably try to charge him with. Power dynamic. Yeah, that's what it is. I don't know what the exact terms is for it, but I know the situation about it.
It's, man. One, it seems like that the whole manipulating the power dynamic situation is really only applied. Now, I'm not saying that this is acceptable. I have to give that disclaimer. I'm not saying that what's going on here is acceptable. I'm saying it seems like that whole manipulating the power dynamic is really only approached or talked about when it's a man in a position of power and it's a girl that it's like his underling or subordinate.
So you saying it's never when it's a woman in a position of power when it's a young man?
Not that I've ever heard. Not saying that it doesn't happen.
It happens, but the young men like it. That's be the case. A lot of men like it, and then a lot of men don't come forward with it because they'll be like, "Oh, bro, you told on that? You a little bitch, man. You should have just kept doing that. That ain't nothing." And they made fun of. That's why they don't come forward with it. They just suffer in silence.
In that regard, it's like, are they a victim if they don't
report
view themselves as a victim?
What you mean?
Not saying that this is what happened with this police in the migrant situation, but in a situation when a woman's in a position of power and it's a dude that's under her, and he liked it. He doesn't feel himself as a victim. So is it a crime per se? Like, is there a specific in writing verbiage that specifies that this is wrong? Because it'll be in writing on from a corporate standpoint, from your contracts and whatever you sign upon working the job. But from a legal standpoint, is there a legal terminology or a legal offense that they could apply to it?
That they can apply to it.
Because they say them being brought up on charges. So what kind of charges?
It's some type of. I don't know what it's called, but I know it's some type of. Because I don't think you're supposed to do no shit like that.
No, you're not. You're not.
No, you don't supposed to be doing no shit like that. Up in there fucking shit out of them immigrants like that.
When you say it like that.
It is what it is, because you know that's what he was doing. He was in there knocking all them down. Because you know they was probably cute, probably ain't really been like, and then they young. And that's just the thing about it is, bro, you can't find nobody your age.
At the very least, right?
Motherfuckers ain't got no game. Like, you gotta try to take somebody or try to force yourself on somebody. You have no game to just get it on your own. That's crazy.
Mayor Brandon Johnson's office released a statement saying it is intensely focused on the deeply troubling allegations of sexual misconduct by a Chicago Police Department officer against a minor new arrival and other allegations of sexual misconduct in the Chicago Police Department's 10th district. So sexual misconduct.
Yeah. Because you're supposed to probably be protecting them, and you sitting over there doing them wrong like that.
Right. Taking advantage.
Yeah.
And that's really what it really comes down to at the end of the day, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The couple released a lengthy statement. Natasha. Great convo as usual. Shared the stream. Hopefully some back chats will come through or hit the like later. Got to run to my softball game. Thank you, Natasha.
Thank you.
A fun game.
Yeah, I hope you win. Get like a hit for the cycle or something. You know what that is?
No.
Don't worry about it. I'll tell him later, Tasha.
All right. Thousands of asylum seekers have been arriving in Chicago since last summer, and hundreds have been sleeping on police station floors all across the city. That's another thing.
Well,
thousands of asylum seekers have been arriving in Chicago since last summer, and hundreds have been sleeping on police station floors all across the city. Where's the regulation in this to I don't know, because we talked about the migrants coming to Chicago maybe 2 or 3 episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it is being sanctioned by the government.
Mm-hmm.
Why was there not a conversation on figuring out where they could sleep before you brought them over here? Or was there and it just fell through?
Nope, it wasn't. First of all, it wasn't them telling them to come. This has all been from Texas. They've been shipping all these immigrants. Is it immigrants, right? Immigrants. They've been shipping them all to sanctioned cities. That's saying that they're welcome. So they just land here with no plan at all, because the southern states who's like, they're not welcoming cities for that. Like, no, you got to go through the proper channels to come here. So when they just come here and they sneak over here and they get over here, they're like, okay, since y'all are welcoming cities, we ship them to y'all cities.
But wouldn't somebody in Chicago be notified about that and have
No, they just come and arrive. Nobody notify. Like, it could be a bus arriving right now today. They wouldn't know nothing about it, and they'll just drop them off. And this is just a war going on through this big boy talk. This through the Senate and all this stuff and governors and stuff. They fighting the money. This is how they fight. This is what they doing.
It's just crazy, man. Because when I heard this article, I'm just like, come on, man. Like, what? There's of all of the options that are available, you choose people that are in a precarious situation, are in the worst situation, and you're just taking advantage of it, whoever it is. And how did this get found out?
Well, how did what get found out?
That this was going on. Like, did somebody get caught? Did somebody tell?
You know how it be, motherfuckers. Man, people. I be cursing just so fucking. I be cursing too much. You know how people just started, like, it'd be a good thing, and a good thing can't go on as long because somebody want more, and somebody probably seen them doing something or something like that. Like, man, that's not right.
Right.
And then probably told something.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through the article, just reading it real quick. I don't think there's anything that specifies how this came about to where people knows about it on a mass scale. But it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. It's like, I guess people will do what people will do. I guess
Yeah.
take advantage of some people take advantage of the situation to the worst possible scenario.
Yeah, you just got nasty humans out here. Like, just take advantage of people just because you got a little power over them. That's how you can tell what type of human you're dealing with. Like, the way people treat janitors, bums, like they say, the way you treat people that can't do nothing for you will show you what type of person you really are.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, man. I think I like the way Charlemagne put it. He said, you can tell the true character of a person by how they treat people that can't do anything for them.
Yeah, same thing.
The same thing.
Yeah,
Same thing.
I just like the way
phrase.
you phrase it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's why. Did I get no? I just always. I don't know. It's just. I just like treating people with respect, man.
Just basic respect.
It's just, yeah, because I want the same respect back, so I always just treat the same respect.
Okay, so there was a question that was asked, and I'm curious about your opinion on it. So,
Okay.
do people deserve your respect? Now, let me add a caveat to it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what? Answer first, and I'll add the caveat later. Do people deserve your respect off the bat? Right off the bat, you first meet them.
Okay. My morals. This is me. I can't speak for nobody else. I'm just talking about strictly for me. I give everybody respect off top because I want it back. Now, once I meet you, we respectful and all this stuff. You turn there, I'm turning there too. There's no going back from there. So that's why me, Maul, LTN, in my initials, LTN. LTN, my full initials, right? It's cool. It's all right. Because I had to say my real name. I wanted to say my real thing. That's me. That's how I always met people. You can ask. First time I ever met him, I come off with, I might have didn't talk as much as I talk now when I first meet you, because I don't know you.
Right.
That's just that's how I am. I give the hi, the bye. You ask me a question, I answer the question, I keep on moving.
Right.
But now as the relationship go on, I see how cool you are, and I see what you're going on. Then that's when our relationship go and it spurts from there.
Right.
But when I first meet you, I give respect off top. I speak. I acknowledge you. I hold the door open. I don't disrespect you. I ain't trying to disrespect you. And even if I did, I will say I'm apologizing immediately when I found out I disrespect you.
Right. And I've witnessed that.
But this is me. This is me as Maul. I give respect off top as to everybody. So to answer your question, yes. In my opinion, yes. I give my respect to everybody.
JJ said, "Hey y'all, what's going on? Why you keep being a stranger to us?"
Yeah. I ain't seen you in a little minute, JoJo, JJ, Jolanda, Moore.
But so I was listening to.
Hold on. You answer. What's wrong with you?
I am. I'm about to.
Bro, I thought you were going to continue talking. Nah, you know how that work?
No, so I was listening. I was reading. I think I saw it on Facebook, and I was reading through people's responses, and they were like, "Yeah, no, I don't have to respect anybody right off the bat if I don't want to," type of thing, you know.
Okay, that's their problem. But when you get that same shit back,
right?
Don't complain about it.
So my initial response was, "Do people deserve your respect right off the bat?" Yeah,
because they ain't did nothing to you to nothing disrespectful. Now, then I'm gonna let you finish. 'Cause I already talked for 20 minutes.
So when somebody, this is a post that really kind of stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said, people do not necessarily deserve my respect, but they deserve my disrespect if they show me that's how they're moving.
I want to see that person. I want to see how their life is going.
I don't remember. It was a long time ago when I saw that. You just made me pop it up in my head. I've been meaning to ask.
Yeah, but no, I wish Jay every day. I want his answer too. Jolanda.
JJ, do people deserve your respect? Right off the bat, you first meet them, never seen them before in your life. Oh, she already answered probably. Oh no, she answered something else. JJ said, "LOL, I'm sorry, I'm supporting even when I'm not here." Fingers crossed. I'll be having to get my mental together. I'm here now, though.
We know you crazy as hell. We know you crazy as hell. We already know that. It's okay. We still love you, though.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Having to get the mental together, that's real important these days.
It's a fact. If you don't get it together, nobody will.
But yeah, they said people don't necessarily deserve. Oh, she said I give out what you give me. Okay, so yeah, essentially the same thing.
But she crazy, so we can't really go by what she said.
You keep saying that. Oh no, but yeah, man, that's just. I think right off the bat, like I don't think why you wouldn't give someone respect. It's just a natural human inclination. Like respect isn't necessarily earned, but disrespect is earned. Like you have to give me a reason to not respect you.
And I won't even really disrespect you. I'll stop fucking with you.
Right.
Because it's the simple fact, if I gotta disrespect you, that can go a long way. That can cause us to really clash. It can be some real furniture moving.
We were just talking about it.
That's what I'm saying. So if it calls to us disrespecting one another, I'm sorry, I apologize. Because I'm the first one, I apologize, whatever. And I just leave that alone.
Yeah. JJ said, I'm perfectly imperfect. Okay.
Told you crazy.
You said it again.
No, it's just bullshit. That's my dog, though, man.
Yeah, man. Stop being a stranger.
Yeah. No, it's understandable. People have a lot of things going on. We have a lot of things going on. So
I get it.
You know, yeah.
I just love my people. You know what I'm saying?
That's
love
a fact.
seeing my people.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. When she get it together and she start taking her crazy medicine and stuff, she'll be back.
Oh my goodness, no.
No, I'm just bullshit. Will you get trouble for that?
No, with her. Not with YouTube.
Oh, she don't get in trouble. She ain't starting me. She know I be doing this all when we used to work together. We used to do this all the time.
She said, y'all missing my buddy. Yes, he has some stuff to take care of today. So today and next week he won't be here.
Yeah. You ain't ask about us though. We here.
Right? She come in
asking about the black people that ain't here.
Forget us. Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that was really the basis of what I had. I had some other stuff, but I want to save that for when Jay Everyday gets here. It'll be kind of an old subject, but
okay, because we was talking about this. Let's end on this then, since you said it's all good. Should everybody be included in everything?
Okay. Oh man, I just had a super long conversation about that yesterday.
She said, "Hey, Specs, I only miss you."
He said, "I only miss you, not the fool on the side of you."
It's cool. It's all right though. I miss you too though. Even though you don't miss me, I still miss you. Nah.
She said, "Nope, they should not." JJ, to answer the question.
Oh no, they should not what?
Be included in everything.
Oh nope, they should not. What's your answer?
I think no, but I think it's also situational. Like, for instance, I had a super long conversation yesterday. It was long about the whole concept of individual representation, right? Mm-hmm. So you probably won't ever watch it, so I'm going to just talk about it. But in The Little Mermaid, so the movie wasn't about recreating the story that we know. The movie was about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Oh.
I forget his name, Triton, her dad. He had what, 6 or 7 daughters, and all of them looked different in the movie that just came out.
I've learned that he had them all from the 7 C's. That's why he had 7 kids.
Right, and each one, it's diversity, equity, and inclusion.
So he had like one from the Caribbeans, one from
like
the
a Korean,
Korean and Asian is like the same, right?
Don't tell them that. But go ahead.
No, I'm
to
knowing.
me, Asian is the umbrella in all these different.
Oh, underneath them.
To me,
because that's Asia is where they all come from. That's the continent.
I don't disagree with you.
Oh man, look, man, we're not finna go there because I don't want no smoke, and I don't be trying to disrespect nobody.
Right,
and I be generally asking questions, and I don't know nothing like that. So go ahead. I'm sorry, finish your statement.
Now, as I never watched the original Little Mermaid movie that we all know from childhood, but from what I understand, all of his daughters look the same, roughly the same.
Okay, but in the cartoon, she didn't have 7 daughters, did she?
I never watched Little Mermaid before, ever since my childhood. So I'm
okay. I'm just asking. Just asking questions.
But in the conversation that I was having yesterday, we were saying that the person was talking about makeup.
Okay.
The person was talking about how it's not fair that their skin tone is not represented in all these different companies.
Wait, what?
This is not fair that all these different companies exist and their particular skin tone isn't represented as an option.
Go create it. You can start making tutorial how to make makeup, how to make whatever you want to make it, put it in the stores. There you go. Boom.
Listen, I watched a video where a lady made makeup in jail. I don't know how she did it because I literally skipped through it. I saw the beginning 5 seconds, saw the last 5-10 seconds, so I didn't see the process. But that's how I felt about Little Mermaid, right? She was saying there's no representation, and everybody wants to be represented. So my thought process was, if you want to be represented, then create your own platform, create your own story, create your own everything to be represented. Don't go to people who have a story that is already created and say, you have to include us in this now.
Just don't go watch it if it don't include you in it.
Or don't, and I didn't get to say this, but I'm saying the best way to, I guess you could say, protest, or the best way to make your point known is to talk with your dollars.
Yes.
Not with your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way to infect change.
Okay.
Enact change. So, me, no, I don't think everybody should be included in everything.
Okay. I'm with you and Jolanda. I'm with yes and I'm with no. My no is like you said, create everything like that. But my yes is when it comes to like positions of power, like governor, senator, all that stuff. Because if we say that and talking about non-conclusion, they'll keep electing, but we still elect these people. But I'm saying, damn, I'm probably contradicting myself.
Yeah, because whoever
we still elect, we elect them.
Is a reflection of who voted for
them.
Yeah,
who voted for them. So then I changed all that and I scrapped all what I was just gonna say because I just answered my own question in my mind. No, I'm with y'all. I don't think everything should be included because if a company is not representing you and they don't want to do what you want them to do, we don't have to spend their dollars with them.
Exactly.
We don't have to spend our dollars with them. Let's just go like, everybody know I say this all the time, I'm invested with Nike. And I don't give a fuck what you niggas doing, I'm keep invested with Nike. But if I didn't like the way Nike was going or whatever, I'm pulling my money, I'm stop spending my money with Nike. That's just point blank period.
Right.
That's what I'm doing. Right. So you can get out there and fight for this, fight for that, and I understand you. But, and then it comes to like, when I was going to say position of power, yeah, you should have inclusion, but at the same time, if we vote for them people and we vote for our people will be in office.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to some of these CEOs of these companies, we'll just have to create our own companies to compete with them and to do whatever. And we'll just have to start from the ground up. But do I think we should have an inclusion and all this stuff and representation of this and representation of that? It's like go with the same thing with the NFL. They got the thing called the Rooney Rule. That's where they got to interview so many minorities, coaches and all that stuff. And they got to do that.
Yeah, that's what DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion is.
But at the same time, if we really don't like where it's going, we can just start watching the NFL. We can start playing in it, we can start doing all that stuff. But we're not going to do that, though.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
And I understand, I do understand when people say, yeah, we should have inclusion. I understand y'all point. I just don't have to agree with it.
I think, so, man, I wish Jay Day was here because I would love for him to chime in on this. How have you been, Space? Oh, it's been a lot going on, JJ.
Hey, man, whatever, man. Act like you don't see me here. Watch this. I'm finna delete. Get her ass off the goddamn thing.
Delete all her comments.
No, delete her ass. Kick her out of our live, man.
But that reminds me of the affirmative action conversation that's been going on, where colleges have been ruling it out.
Huh?
You ain't listening to me?
Yes, I was listening to you, but I was reading at the same time. I say what you said one time. I was until I just got that text. My apologies.
But no, I'm messing with you. I ain't tripping. But this reminded me of the whole affirmative action thing that's been going on with colleges, right?
Okay, what you mean?
So basically, I forget which, Harvard, I think,
Okay.
has ruled out affirmative action.
Okay.
And man, it's a long conversation. But we're gonna talk about the what we think about it more. But it just reminds me, like, what happens a lot of times when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion is putting someone in a position even though they are less qualified than somebody else who can be in that position. So if you got a position, or we're both going for the same position, you've been studying on it, and you've been working at this place for 5 years, and you've been talking and having all kinds of conversations. You have your accolades built up. You have a great resume. You have great education behind you. You went to great schools. You apply for the position, but I get it over you because of I'm a minority of some sort. Of some sort, not necessarily skin color, but of some sort.
Go like this.
I don't have any of the. I don't even have half of the accolades that you have, but I get it over you.
I don't agree with it, but I ain't mad at it. I'll be really with you. Because to me, and other people might be, I don't know about me, a lot of people that agree with me. I don't want you just really handing me some shit.
And that's what DEI is. Well, that's what a lot of people say affirmative action is about.
Yeah, it's like, but now, if you interview me and I got all the accolades and stuff, but like, because I'm kind of conflicted because I'm agreeing with y'all, but I do want some pushback too at the same time.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to be doing it just to be contrarian because I know that it has helped a bunch of people out. Because like Tom Coughlin is he's a coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He is a product of the Rooney Rule, which is the affirmative action and the inclusion of the. But he's a great coach.
Right.
He's been one of the long tenured black head coaches. He's been a lone wolf because he's for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He got a Super Bowl and all that stuff. He's been doing his thing, and he's a product of the Rooney Rule. Okay. So it kind of works because even though they didn't have him on their radar, but he came in there and he blew them away so much in his interview that he got the position over other people that they thought was qualified too, because he blew them out of the interview.
Right.
So in that perspective, I agree with the Rooney Rule and I agree with the DEI. I agree with that on that end. But then there's some things that want me to push back, like, I don't just want you to just give me something. Let me kind of earn it a little bit.
And that's the thing. That's what happens a lot with affirmative action and DEI situations. A lot of people who get into positions, who get different grants or whatever the case, are people that just got, looking at JJ comment, are people that are less performing overall. And that to me is not fair. If one person is more qualified for this position, but somebody is not even half as qualified for it, but they get it over the more qualified person, that's not right to me.
I understand. I get you. That's why I say I'm kind of on both ends of it. It's like I can't really pick one because I know the Rooney Rule has helped people that really qualify for that position that's over other counterparts, and that I might just have got it because. And I'm with this too. The nepotism thing. Like if I know you, you got it. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Right.
I ain't trying to hear what you talking about or what they talking about. You the dog. You the homie. So hey, what you want me to do?
Nepotism, the practice among those with power with power or influence of favoring relatives, friends, or associates, especially by giving them jobs.
It's a fact. And that's why I do not get mad at when it comes to the Hispanic community, when it comes to white people, when it comes to black people, when it comes to Asians, when it comes to whoever, Indians, Arabs. If you want to hire your people, do your thing. I can't.
No problem with it at all.
That's just what it is. You just got to get some money to get you up there so you can start hiring your people.
I have no problem with that at all.
Me neither. I don't have because I know when I get to it, you ain't telling me shit. Spaces, you got the job. That's the homie. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
JJ said. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Read her crazy ass comment.
They said, don't even know how to multitask. You better listen to my friend before we jump. I am not touching. Like, you do that on your own.
Man, whatever, man.
Put that dang phone down.
Whatever, man.
But I can't wait to dive more into the Harvard situation tomorrow. I mean, when Jay every day gets
come back. Okay, come back.
But yeah, man, that's. You got anything else you wanna?
This is pretty like this flew like really past really quickly. Like this conversation went back quick.
Yeah, man, it went back super quick. So, you got anything that you want the people to think about? Something you wanna throw out?
Oh yeah, I want to because I was thinking about it last week and I was sitting up here like I was high or something because I was sleepy as hell. But I just want to say, man, like, I know people get tired of me saying it and they think it's a cliche or whatever like that, and I just have to say it because I just came from, the funeral of my little brother's, the mother of his kids. She passed away at the tender age of 33, I think it was, 33, 34, very young. And it's just that, just hold the people in your life a little precious, like, enjoy the time you have with them. Because I was telling him, like, even though she passed away at that young, early age, thank God that you had thank God that you had the time to have kids with her and you had the precious times that you did have with her. I try to look at stuff like that. So if something happens today or tomorrow, I'm going to just cherish the time. Like, I thank God that he put you in my life. I thank God that I met Jolanda or something like that. I thank God that I met Jay every day. I thank God that I met my fiance. I thank God that I met, different people in my life, and God has gave me that little bit of time with them. So I appreciate that with them. And I'm going to cry if something happens or anything like that, but I always will think about the precious time that I did have with them, like when we went and we chilled out, we had fun, we smoking cigars, we talking, we drinking, we doing all those nice little fun things. I'm going to always try to remember those times. I'm going to just thank God for the precious times that he did give me with y'all. That's what I have, man. And it's just hold on to your people, bro. Hold on to your people.
Go check out the No Absolutes podcast with Will Hill. It's a great conversation over there. It's a great dude. This has been another rendition of the KNoWKi podcast. Wear your crown. Build your legacy, Kings. It's your man, Spaces.
This your boy, Maul. He gonna get your ass.
It's Jay every day.
Hey, thank you, Jolanda, too. I appreciate that. Meeting the John.